how's it going? Hope you are well. So today we're going to talk about how I make my career decisions in tech. So today we're going to talk about career stuff. And when I mean career decision, things like what company are you going to work for? What job are you going to do? What area of tech are you going to be in? Sometimes what city are you going to live in as well? The advice that I'm going to give is all based on my own personal experiences. They're not prescriptive. There's a lot of other ways to make these decisions. And if there's anything that I don't mention, I would love for you all to leave comments down below to let me know how you all make career decisions. I do know for a fact that there are lots of software engineers who watch my videos who can give a lot of their own insight and have gone through lots of different paths and journeys than I have, and I would love to hear from y'all. So make sure to let me know what you think about this topic too. So before we dive into the how, I kind of wanted to dive into the why of career decisions. And I think one of the foundational things that I learned on early in my career around career ladders and journeys and stuff is that it's not actually a ladder. I read somewhere once in my first year of working that instead of thinking about a ladder where there's only one way up and one way down, think about it in terms of like a jungle gym where there's lots of ways up and there's lots of ways down. And at the end of the day, you might reach a different destination than someone who started off at the same place that you were at. Which I think conceptually makes a lot of sense because life is so different from person to person, and the opportunities and experiences that you're offered are always going to differ, and everything is serendipitous and there's no way of knowing. Everything is just ambiguous, and who knows what's gonna happen in the future and what has happened in the past. So if we're going on this career jungle gym sort of analogy, then you can imagine that the next step that you take from your first one is going to affect what opportunities you have after that as well. I've also heard this whole jungle gym analogy talked about in terms of doors, where you maybe have a set of doors in front of you and then you choose one, and then when you go through that door, there's another set of doors that are presented to you because you chose that one door. And that is just kind of all to talk about how whatever decision that you make is going to open new doors, and it's going to really set you off on a journey towards some direction in life and your career. Basically, this is a really complicated way of saying that there is no one path or one journey or right or wrong way to have a career in tech. It's just based on how you make decisions and how you want to lead your career. But I do want to really hone in on the fact that whatever decisions you make today will affect what decisions you make tomorrow, 5 years from now, and 10 years from now. No pressure, but I mean, like I said, there's no right or wrong way. So there's no incorrect answer, there's no correct answer. It's really just based on how life reveals itself to you. And I mean, I think it's also safe to say that a career is a really big important part of your life, especially if you're going to work full time. You're just gonna spend a lot of time working in your life. And a lot of people derive their sense of fulfillment and their sense of like self in their work, and that's totally fine. And also if you don't, that's also totally fine. But I think it's something, you know, career along with so many other things that are worth giving this level of thought to for how you want to navigate it. The other important factor in all of this, which makes it kind of even more important to think about and be really intentional about, is the fact that the tech industry moves super quickly. Especially if you work in parts of the tech industry that are like product oriented. I feel like the industry reinvents itself every 2 to 5 years in terms of what technologies are commonly used, what companies exist out there, who are the people working on this stuff. And so I think because of that, it's really important to be nimble and make decisions that feel well informed and are going to bring you to wherever you want to go in your career. So let's get into what are some things that I think about when making a career decision. And generally, there's 3 things for me. The first thing, and that is kind of a prerequisite to all of this for me to consider any opportunity, is, are my needs met? This thing is definitely balanced by the other 2 points that I will get into, but basically it's just, are my needs met? Am I getting paid enough? Do I have housing? Am I going to have health care? These are all really important things for me in order for me to do my best work in a tech career. And tech careers are really demanding, and I need a lot of these things in order to be myself and feel myself and do good work. And I know that I'm really fortunate to be in this position, and I'm really privileged to be able to ask for these things. But it's given me a lot of time to think about what I need in life in order for me to live, basically. And I think that the fact that I can ask for these things means that I should ask for them, and I will ask for them. I mean, ultimately, it's also a lot about like how much does the company value me? What are they willing to give me in exchange for what work I do? And that has to be fair in some way. And whatever dollar value, whatever else gets put on it, it has to feel mutual to me, because I need to want them as much as they want to need me, and there has to be some exchange of services and goods there for it to work out. So that's number one, just are my needs met? Like, do I have everything that I need in order to do good work? Number two is related to the whole doors and jungle gym analogy, which is what opportunities does this open up for me? And this requires a lot of thinking on my part for what are some of the opportunities that I need to gain the skills that I want or experiences that I want for me to get to my next level. And depending on where I am in my career, sometimes I don't know where like the goal is per se. I don't exactly know what is the destination of where I want to get to in my career. But even if I don't know that answer, I know kind of what are some of the skills that I want to learn, what are the incremental steps that'll help me at least uncover what that goal is, or get me to, I don't know, be excited about my work, or what are some things that I'm just really curious about learning or wanting to know or build upon. And just to spell out like what I mean by opportunity, it's things like, am I going to have the chance to work on a project that'll help me learn X, Y, and Z skill? Skills like technical skills, architectural skills, speaking skills, communication skills, collaboration skills, organization skills. Like there's so many things there. It's also about the people who are there. So who are the people who are going to teach me these skills? Who are the people who can mentor me and help me uncover what my next goal in my career is going to be? What does their network look like? Who can they introduce me to do that if they don't have those skills? And these are things that when I go to an interview with a company, I ask a lot of questions about this. I try to meet as many people as possible to get a sense of what are these opportunities that exist here at this company. I also have conversations with like my existing manager and existing mentors to talk about, hey, I have these things that I want to learn. What are some things that I could do to learn these things? What are perspectives that I don't have that you think would be helpful for me to get to this next level? So that's number two. What opportunities or doors or next rungs of jungle gyms does this opportunity reveal for me? And the last point, which I personally think is the most important thing for me when I'm making a career decision, is, am I excited about this? I'm someone who really likes trusting my gut. I think I'm very honest to myself when I do that, and even though it feels illogical, your instinct is developed by lots of little decisions and experiences that you've had in the past that maybe you can't tie them back to, so therefore it feels illogical. But I think it's an important thing to really listen to yourself to say, hey, is this something that just like genuinely excites me? Is this something that gets my heart rate up? Am I really excited to like go after and do this thing? Does it make me a little bit nervous because I'm going out of my comfort zone, but ultimately is it going to be a good thing for me? These are really, really important questions that I ask myself. Like, I remember when I was applying to Patreon, when I first saw the job posting, I remember just feeling this sense of like, I have to have this job because I love this so much. And I made my resume and cover letter in a day, and I was just like, this is gonna happen, just go for it. And those moments are really special, and I think it's a really cool thing to experience. And when you feel that about an opportunity, most of the time it's going to be the right thing to pursue. So those are the three things that I consider when making a career decision in tech. Number one, are my needs met? Number two, what opportunities does this open up for me? And number three, am I genuinely excited about this? If you have any other things that you consider when you're making a career decision, then leave it in the comments down below. I think a lot of us consider a lot of different things, and depending who you are, you may weigh some things heavier than the other, and that's totally normal. We all have different needs and different lives and different priorities in life. But those are the ways that I find have been really helpful for me in making my decisions, and I hope that they are helpful for you.